Well, hello everybody. Can you see me? Okay, I apologize if you don't. I might be better. Hello everybody, and welcome to the chapter by chapter slideshow discussion of Children in Blood and Book Copy, and I enjoyed it. So obviously I will know your guys' thoughts in the chat section, so be sure to let me know what you think. And if you guys are watching this later after the stream has ended, let me know in the comments down below what you thought about the book. So, diving into what I thought about it, I'm going to start off with a brief synopsis of this book if you guys do not know what it is about, which I'm sure most of you guys do. This is a YA high fantasy novel that takes place in a world that is inspired by West African mythology. It involves our main character Zelly, who remembers the day that magic flourished all over the land. And she also remembers the day that it disappeared. One day, the king found a way to get rid of it. So, 10 years later, she teams up with a rogue princess and her brother to kind of bring it back while they are on the run from the king's army. And this is going to be, I believe, a trilogy. You guys can correct me if I am wrong on that. But this first book was a very strong start. As far as my thoughts on it, I have my notes on my phone, so that's why I might be looking down at my phone a lot, you guys. So, I have a lot of good things to say about it and some not so good things to say about it. For the most part, my feelings towards this book are pretty positive. So, I explained this in a couple of my Friday Reads videos as well as one of my wrap ups back in December that I actually got a partial arc of this book from NetGalley. So I read that in December of last year. I really enjoyed what I had read. It was like the first 6 chapters. I just want to get that briefly out of the way. But when I read that, I had really enjoyed it and I wanted a physical arc right there and then. So I knew that this was a really highly anticipated release of this year for a good majority of people. That's why I selected it as our book club book of the month. A lot of other people were selecting it as their book club book of the month. I know Reagan and Sasha over at the Peruse Utopia book club on Goodreads also chose that as their book club book of the month. So I just figured, why not? And I agree with 99.9% of the reviews that are, 4 or 5-star ratings on Goodreads. I think this is a great starting novel to this trilogy. In my opinion, I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to dive more into, of course, my thoughts. If you guys have not read the book and you do not want to be spoiled, I am going to link my non-spoiler review up on the screen for you guys if you guys are interested in checking that out. But this will obviously contain spoilers, so just be warned going in. So I'm going to start off by talking about the characters. In this book, we follow 3 perspectives. We follow Zelly, and then her brother, Anon. Am I saying that? Oh, no, that's the main villain. I'm so sorry. Correcting myself on that. The main villain is Anon, who is the crown prince, and as well as the rogue princess, Amari. Out of these 3 characters, I think Amari was definitely my favorite. I enjoyed her character so much. She reminded me a lot of Princess Jasmine from Aladdin. After her, my favorite would probably be Zelly. Zelly also had this really headstrong female character. She was a headstrong female character. I just really enjoyed her character overall. And non the villain, you know what? I usually really love a good villain or slash antagonist in these high fantasy novels. I didn't enjoy Non as much as I wanted to. I found him at certain points he was very enjoyable, but at other points he was kind of whiny in my opinion. So my opinions on him kind of varied throughout the book. But like I said, I think Amari was definitely my favorite character, followed closely by Zelly, and then Anon was my least favorite character. Now we're going to dive into the romance aspects. Now, this is where my feelings on this book start to get mixed. I liked one of the romances, the other one not so much. So the romance I did like was between Zilly's brother. I'm probably gonna butcher this name, but it was Zane. to Zane, I am so sorry if I am saying that wrong. Between him and Amari, I think their romance was beautiful. It definitely developed greatly over the course of this book in the way that I want a good fantasy romance to develop. I just thought overall it was a good romance. And then we also have the romance between Zelly and Anon. This one I didn't like at all. It was so insta-lovey. Oh my gosh. I don't like, you guys know I don't like insta-love, especially in fantasy books. And oh my gosh, this one just got on my nerves. I did not like it at all. It wasn't for me. And it did get better as the book went along, but overall, not a good romance. But I do want to see it develop a lot more in the rest of the series because I think it can definitely go places as the series develops. So it'll be interesting to see how those two romances develop. But I wish that the romance between Zelly and Nan had been more fleshed out than it was in this first book. Now we have to talk about the plot. Now, the plot, again, is probably where my feelings are the most mixed. Overall, I think the story arc was fantastic. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't the best thing I've ever read either, though. I didn't have any problems with the story arc itself. The problems I had were with the world building and the pacing of the book. The world, at least in my opinion, I've seen a lot of other reviews saying, hey, this world building was fantastic. I didn't get that. I didn't get any world building in this book, unfortunately, which definitely knocked it down a star for me. And also the pacing of this, because this is almost a 600-page book, which I don't think it needed to be that long. I think it could at least have been 400 pages, maybe less than that. I said in my review on my blog that it could have been at least 50 pages shorter, which I think is true. It could have been 50 to maybe 100 pages shorter, but the pacing was just all over the place. It was either too fast, it was too slow. It wasn't a right speed for me at all during the course of this book. That's just what my experience was. I was also in a reading slump while I was reading this book, so that might have had something to do with it. I think if I tried the audiobook of this, which I might in the future, maybe I would have gotten more out of it, but for now, that kind of bugged me. And again, going back to the world building just wasn't there. It was definitely, I also said it was definitely a lack of world building, but I also said in my review, because I'm taking my notes off of my review on my blog, that felt repetitive, which is extremely true. Everything that, again, this is probably because I was in a reading slump during the time that it just felt like I was reading the same thing over and over again. I am going to give this book another try in the future to see if I enjoy it more when I'm not in a reading slump, because I'm still in one right now. But overall, like I said, repetitive, lack of world building, and slow or fast or not enough pacing for me. The last thing I want to talk about before I end the live stream, because I am in a rush, you guys. I'm so sorry. These past two live streams have just been short. And of course, I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. So I'm not seeing anything in the chat right now, which is completely fine. So let me know in the comments down below when the stream's over what you thought of the book. It could be spoilery, non-spoilery. Just let me know in the comments down below. So the last thing I want to talk about before I end the stream is going to be the diversity elements. And the diversity, I think, was really good. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, this is inspired by West African mythology. Wow, I can't talk today. And that is something I had never read from before going in. And I thought, you know what? It's really, really good. I love the diversity elements itself. This is an Owen Weiss's representation for the Nigerian American culture in this book, which I thought. And I do want to point this out. I know I'm referencing a lot of other reviews I've seen going around on BookTube and Goodreads, but it's always good to have some sort of references that I heard through other own voices reviewers that the representation isn't that great. But as someone who is not part of that community, I thought it was good. I enjoyed that representation. You don't get a lot of that in YA or YA fantasy, especially. So to see it was really fantastic. Obviously, I mean, I'm trying to read more diversely with my fantasy, so seeing that made me smile quite a bit. And now I'm just going to go ahead and wrap up the live stream now. My thoughts on this book overall, really, really good, really positive. I ended up giving this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I think it definitely lives up to hype. If you guys are wary going into this book, I would give it a try. I think everybody could get something out of this, whether you end up enjoying it or not. There's definitely a message in there that you can all take away from. So, like I said, 3.5 out of 5 stars from me. Highly recommend, and I am going to reread this in the future before the series continues to see if any of my opinions change, and I definitely will let you guys know that. So, before I actually officially end the stream, I do want to let you guys know on our book club book of the month for the month of April, which since this stream is almost halfway through the month, you guys probably already know if you follow the Goodreads page or you've seen my April TBR. The book of the month for the month of April is Carrie by Stephen King. I've been on big Stephen King book, and I was thinking, you know what? I kind of want to change it up a little bit with the book club. So I decided, let's go with the Blacklist book. So this one came out, I want to say it was either the 70s or 80s. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that. I'm not completely sure. This is Stephen King's first novel, I believe. So we're throwing it way, way back. He's got so many novels out now. I have been interested in reading Carrie for a very long time. I just got into Stephen King back in February, and like I said, I've just been on a Stephen King kick. So I wanted to continue on with his work this month. So that's why I chose Carrie, and I hope you guys are really excited about reading it. I know Lisa over Books and Styles, if you're watching this, you never read Stephen King from what you've told me. So I hope you come and check that out. I hope you guys are excited to read it. So that is where I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Sorry, again, it's a little bit short, but I am in a rush, and I'm hoping to make these longer as the book club gets older and older. So if you guys want to co-host with me, please let me know in the comments down below, or you can DM me on Goodreads or Twitter or any of my social media platforms. So that is it for this stream, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing more of my spoilery thoughts on this book. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Like I said, in pretty much all my normal videos, I do post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The link to Children Blood and Bone will be down below for you guys if you guys are interested in checking it out, as well as all my social media links as usual. And with all that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you soon for another video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye!